Hey y'all, I'm about to start part one of the situation I'm in. Hopefully you can reach somebody and help somebody in a similar situation. I'm really only doing this for my healing process. So I'm just going to jump right in. Charles and I have been in a relationship for like 5.5 years. We have kids together. We helped raise kids outside of our relationship together. And yeah, I mean, we've been through a lot of ups and downs at the beginning of our relationship, which were toxic. So I shouldn't have stayed or taken him back after all those times. But hey, you know, it is what it is. You can't help who you love. But anyway, so jumping right into the part that like is really traumatizing for me is back in 2021, I found out that Charles and my blood sister had sex. So how I caught onto it is my mom had mentioned something that they were way too close. So mind you, them two are my favorite two people. They were my favorite people. I would do anything for any one of them, and they both know that. Like, I would do anything. I always used to let her drive my car and do all this. Mind you, that's my younger sister. She just turned 20. When this happened, she just hit 18. And come to find out, she told me that they did have sex when she was 17. But anyway, so what I did was she started to be at my house all the time. They were always playing around. I never thought anything of it. They used to call each other brother and sister. They were my two favorite people. I would have never thought that they would cross me like that. So I didn't think anything of it. My mom peeped the sign. She been let me know, but I was like, Mom, you're tripping. You're crazy. This is like, get out of my face with that. Like, stop it. Like, I kind of fell out with my mom over that. And the whole time her accusations were very, very true and so, like, a few days later, after my mom had said those accusations, I kind of started peeping the scene a little bit, and I was, like, noticing that they were kind of playing around too much. Everything was a little bit too close. They were doing a little too much. She was starting to, like, wear these booty shorts and all that shit. She was, like, doing a little bit way too much. And so one day, I have an Apple Watch because, you know, look, when I'm in a relationship, if I feel something's crazy, you know, I'm a detective. I'm going to figure that shit out. So I put my Apple Watch on record. I put my Apple Watch under the pillow that he was sleeping on. And I went into the living room where she was sleeping because at this time, she's like literally staying at my house. She has clothes and everything like literally in my house, like all the time, 24/7. So after I put my Apple Watch under the pillow, I went out there and I just like made so I went out there to the living room where she was and I, mind you, my Apple Watch is on record as I'm talking to her under the pillow because, you know, I have everything lined up. I want to see for myself. So anyway, I go into the living room. She's on the couch asleep. I sat on the edge of the couch and I'm just like, man, everybody got me fucked up. It's crazy. I don't understand how people can do me like that. Well, you know. So, and then she hurry up and sits up and she's like, what are you talking about? What's going on? I'm like, what do you mean? The shit that I just found out, it's crazy. I would do anything for anybody and these motherfuckers want to cross me. That's what I'm saying to her. Like, and I was peeping her body language to see how she was going to move with that. She instantly goes to the closet where her clothes are, starts getting them together and everything. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. This shit's crazy. Ooh. So I leave the house and I drive around the block. And then when I come back, so when I come back from driving around the block, after I know I put my Apple Watch under the pillow, and after I know I got her aroused and all kind of feeling some crazy, I go and I pull my Apple Watch from underneath the pillow very visibly so everybody can see what the fuck I had going on. And I said, I put my Apple Watch on record under the pillow. So I sit on the living room, I sit on the couch, and I start listening to the recording. And she's talking about Charles, wake up. Did you delete the messages? Have you been deleting the messages? Woo, this, that, and the third. Why is she saying all that stuff if you didn't delete the messages, if she didn't see anything? Charles is like, no, I didn't. I deleted everything, blah, blah, blah. So after I played that, I was heartbroken. Everything my mom said was true. It was all true. And then I just started finding everything else out then. And then I just started thinking back to certain situations about how they always used to go leave Look, I know I got some toxic tendencies too, and I'm finna talk about all of that. I'm finna lay everything out, y'all. Y'all better get ready, because this is just the beginning. This is part 1. I got probably a part. This is probably finna go to part like 30. This is so everything. I'm finna lay everything out on both ends, on all ends. I'm finna say the whole truth about this relationship. It was over toxic. It's crazy. It's weird. Everything. I'm finna say everything. But this is all for today. This is part 1. Tune in for part 2. So this is the recap for part 2. Since my video got deleted for bullying and harassment, basically I was asking them questions. I asked them where they had sex, how many times, why would they do this to me. I was crying uncontrollably, and they had sex everywhere. They had sex in my house, in my bed, in my shower, in the van, at the park, everywhere. And neither Charles couldn't answer at all. When I first initially was asking questions, Charles was like, wouldn't answer nothing. He kept saying they only had sex one time, blah, blah, blah. My sister was like, no, we had sex more times than that. We didn't use protection, all type of shit. And yeah, so that was like my part 2 in a little shortcut. But yeah, it's all bad. It's all bad. Hey y'all, my kids are asleep, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue with part 3. Again, I appreciate you guys so much for the love and support. It really is helping me with my healing process. So Charles gets locked up, and it was literally like 2 days before I was supposed to get flown out for training for my job. So my mom takes a huge trip every year, and she always brings my sister, and she brings my oldest daughter. So at that time, I had my youngest 2 kids with me, and my daughter was with them in Tennessee. So Charles calls me. Mind you, he's still locked up. He calls me. He always checks on the kids, and he's like, hey, what's your mom's number, so that way I can call and talk to Kai. I haven't talked to Kai in a long time. What's your mom's number? So I didn't think anything of it. So I gave him my mom's number, okay? So my mom, my sister, and my daughter are on their way back from Tennessee, and I had a couple days off from training, so I drove back to get Jakaya. I went over to my other sister's house for a little bit, and she was there, and my mom was also there. And I kind of noticed, like, now looking back on it, and it was true, I noticed that she was kind of like ducking off on the phone, and like she would get a phone call like literally every 10 minutes, and she would either go outside or like go into a different room or something like that on the phone. So now I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, so she has to hide to talk to somebody on the phone. Okay, he has been asking me to put more money than usual on his books, especially within the last week that I gave him my mom's number. So I'm done with training, and I'm finally back. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and schedule a video visit, because I didn't have time, because, you know, I had all the kids plus trying to train and do all that. It was definitely a lot. So I was like, yeah, let me just go ahead and schedule a visit. I'm back. So I get on the Securus app, and I'm trying to schedule a visit, and there's no visits. I'm like, okay. So it was like back toward like when COVID was going on. So he called me, and I said, hey, I was trying to schedule a visit with you, but it wasn't where it said that you didn't have any visits. He's like, oh, it was just COVID, or we're on lockdown, so we can't have any visits and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I just let it be, because COVID really was going on, and they really did have really tough restrictions. So I didn't think anything of it. So it was like a few days later, I go up there, and I go to add money on his books with the kiosk, and y'all will never believe who was pulling out of that same motherfucking parking lot. But then I'm a little bit confused. So I see her pulling out the parking lot. I'm already knowing what's going on. But then I'm a little bit confused, because I'm like, I gave Charles my mom's number. So, like, I didn't give Charles my sister's number. So I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I'm confused. I'm literally like, okay, so how are they in communication? You know when you get that feeling when you have a lot to say and you really want to talk to somebody and you waiting for them to call you because they got you blocked or something or whatever it is? That's exactly how I felt in that moment. Like, I was waiting for his phone call. So he finally called. So I'm like, Charles, I saw Nunu pulling from the parking lot. So y'all been talking again? It got completely quiet. It got quiet. I already knew what was going on. Charles, how'd you get her number? Charles, tell me how you got her. So he finally told me how he got her number. I guess when my mom, my daughter, and her were in Tennessee, supposedly, says him, when he called to talk to Jakaya, he got on the phone and was speaking to my mom about something, and I guess my mom handed my sister the phone, and then they exchanged numbers. Now, So I did ask my mom back then if that was true, and I kind of didn't get a yes or no. It was just like I don't want no parts. I don't want anything to do with this. This is not my situation. So there is a couple people that were locked up with Charles that were in communication with the circle that I be around all the time. And there was so much stuff that was said inside that pertains to all of this, and it is absolutely, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna save all that for part 4. I'm getting tired, so I'm about to go to sleep. I gotta work in the morning. Again, thank you guys so much for the love and support. I definitely have for everyone who is following my story. If you guys want me to go live about part 1, 2, or 3, just let me know. Hey y'all, so I'm back with the rest of part 3. I need to hop on this real quick while I'm feeling all the emotion. So first and foremost, everything that I'm telling y'all now happened previously. But I'm going through this right now. Like, what I'm going through right now is what I really want y'all to know. This shit has me so fucking pissed off right now. So, remember how I told y'all in part 3 how my mom was in Tennessee with my sister and my baby daddy was locked up. And somehow, she got the phone. So, me and my mom, I just got off the phone with my mom. Me and my mom were just in a heated argument over this situation still, like what's happening. So my little sister lives with my mom, and the stuff that's happening right now today that I want you guys to know, I'm going to talk about later, but we got into it about it. So what I told y'all in part 3, how supposedly my mom gave my sister the phone to talk to Charles while he was in jail. During that little heated argument, I was like, Mom, so let me ask you a question right now. Did you or did you not give my sister that phone to talk to Charles? She said, I may have. I was like, okay. And then she said, no, Nunu snatched it from me. So basically, I don't give a fuck how it was. Knowing the situation, knowing that them two had whatever going on or whatever it was, my mom gave her the phone so they could do what? And then if she did snatch it from your hand, why wouldn't you? So if she did snatch the phone from you, 1, why wouldn't you tell me? And 2, who's the mama? Why wouldn't you snatch it back? Like, I'm so irritated, you guys. Like, I really just had to hop on here real quick while I'm feeling the emotion. I was crying a little bit. I had to pull myself together to do this video. But yeah, I have so much there is so much I'm trying to get out there because this is bullshit. Like, on both sides of the family. On my side of the family and on Charles's side of the family. Everything is bogus. And I'm finna lay all that shit out here. Like, what I'm going through right now, I'm finna get into in 1 second because this is where the good part gets. Like, I don't wish this type of pain on my worst enemy. All I'm saying is if you was in a toxic relationship and you keep going back, baby, he ain't finna change. You might as well call it quits now just to save you the hurt because you finna get hurt to no return. So, yeah, this is all I have to say right now. Morning, y'all. It's like 6 in the morning. My phone is blowing up. Check my messages, y'all. This dude posted my sister on his story. This literally is disgusting to me, bro. All this shit's very embarrassing. At this point, I don't know. It's just, I would give the shirt off my back to these people, okay? Like, I'm just trying to, I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of like going back and forth in my head, like, but then it's not me, though. I know it's not me. I'm a good-ass woman. I'm a go-getter. I work very hard for everything that I got. He can't barely even keep a job, bro. But at this point, it's just like, I'm not even crying because I want him back. I'm crying because I wasted all my time. He could have been left a long time ago. I don't know, y'all. This video is just short and sweet. I just had to hop on here real quick. Everybody that I usually talk to is sleeping, so I had to vent somewhere. But yeah, this shit low-key starting to fuck me up. I know they happy about it. They talking about, his sister talking about some, is you mad, bitch, that my brother didn't want you? Like, over my sister? Bro, you can't even do that. Like, I'm not mad. He's extra baggage. I'm not mad that all that. I'm mad at the principle. I'm mad that that's my blood. I'm mad that my kids are going to be brother or sister and cousins. I'm mad that I have to not even deal with y'all, but like know that y'all finna around in the family. I'm mad that you finna try to bring in the Thanksgiving dinner and shit like that, which is never gonna happen. But that's why I'm mad. This shit is deep. I'm mad for my kids. I'm mad that I gotta tell my kids shit like this. That's why I'm mad. That's why y'all see these tears. I'm not mad because I don't want him no more. He's extra baggage. I'm finna have so much more now. Just watch me. And to top it all off, bro, you 20 years old. You 20 years old and he is 34, gonna be 35. Bro, what the fuck? Like, come on now. Y'all, I'm telling you, this shit is sick. This shit is weird. And I'm finna show y'all in my next video after I get off work tonight. I get off around 5. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm finna post all the pictures. I'm finna post the picture that he posted on his story. Like, this shit is disgusting. It's nasty. But thank y'all for listening to me. I'm gonna try to go back to sleep, but I don't think I can. So good morning. Good morning, y'all. Huge shout out to the TikTok community. Like, y'all showed up and showed the fuck out for me, and I appreciate that so much. Sometimes it sucks always having to be strong, and you guys definitely showed the fuck out. I appreciate every one of y'all, all the love, all everything. Like, literally, it means so much to me. I really just wanted to get my story out there, and y'all did that for me. I appreciate that. So I'm about to give you some insight so that way you guys understand a little bit more. So me and my other 2 sisters, we were adopted. So there's 4 of us. I'm the oldest, and then there's 2 more, and then there's Antonia, the one that's pregnant by my kid's father. So we weren't raised in the same household. We were adopted. The mom that I'm talking about, that's my biological mom. So she, it was an open adoption and all of that, and I was still very, very close with Antonia. So the fact that I don't know, I'm sitting here thinking, like, is it because we were raised in different households? Is it because that she thinks that she doesn't owe me loyalty because we were raised in different households? No, that's not it. You want to know why? I was close with her since she was like 8 years old. That was my baby. That was my dog. My little sister who is pregnant by my baby daddy right now. That was my baby. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing too, though. I would never ask my mom to choose sides. Like, I'm not that type of person. Don't choose sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be neutral. Like, don't. And the fact that the parts that she played in this situation is like, I don't know. It makes me think, like, it has me going back to, is it because you didn't raise us and you raised her? Or, I don't know. Sorry, y'all. This video is short and sweet. I just had to put that out there so that way you guys kind of understand the situation a little bit better. So, y'all, I do have a serious question. Like, what do I do? Like, I need my space from all of this. But my kids are so close to all of them. Like, my daughter just came back from my mom's house. And I was, at that time, like, this is the beginning of our heated argument when my daughter was over there. And she's talking about some, Yeah, Nunu was on the phone with my dad and she told him good night and she loves him. And I'm like, wait, so y'all gonna do this in front of my kids. So y'all gonna be on the phone doing all that lovey-dovey weird ass shit in front of my oldest daughter. Like, no, I feel like I have to cut everybody off. And that's the thing, though. That's going to hurt my kids. You know what I'm saying? It's what I need, but it's going to hurt my kids. And I just don't know what to do. Okay, so y'all remember how I told you guys that his mom was on his way to pick him up from Chicago? So between that time, um, tell me why he stayed the night with my sister at her and my mom's house. And I found that out. I called my mom. So I called my mom. The first thing I asked her is, where you at? She says, what? What do you mean? Why? And this was when my mom and I were on like speaking terms. And she's like, I'm in Milwaukee. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, so when you coming back? She's like, oh, I'm not coming back till tomorrow. I'm like, oh, well, you might want to get prepared because you know she got to do it in your house, right? She's like, man, she better not have him in my motherfucking house. And, you know, all that. And so it was the next day. So I'm at work. I get a couple calls, a couple missed messages, and I was busy. I couldn't return them right away, so I called her right back. And she's like, man, he's in my house. She got this man in my house. She said that when she first walked in, she ain't see him. She said she walked all the way to the back and didn't see him. And then when she walked back in, she heard him on the phone acting like ain't nothing happened and all that. And you know what's just absolutely crazy to me, which is just really not clicking in my head? How he thinks that he can just go around the people that we were around when we were together. I don't think he really understands that we have the same mom. Like, I really don't think he gets it. And it's really disgusting. Like, I just really don't think he understands what the fuck. Like, if you did, you finna go in my mama's house. You finna spend the night in my mama's house with all your stuff. Then you finna wake up and just act like ain't nothing happened. Look, I don't know. And I don't think she understands the gist of all this bullshit neither. Like, I really just don't understand. I don't get it. My mom's like, what the fuck you think this is? You gotta get the fuck out. You need to go, all that. And then, so they exchanged words. I don't know what was said because I wasn't there. But, so he left from where my mom was, from my mom's apartment. He left. And you will never guess. Y'all will never guess who was right along with him. So when my mom said that he got to get out, she left too. And she said that made a statement. She said that he grabbed her hand and pulled her behind him, and they was outside walking for hours. It's like 95 degrees outside. So they tried to come back and get one of my mom's cars. My mom was like, absolutely not. Not on my watch, not on my dime. I'm not doing that. You can come bring back my keys. You don't bring me my keys or my car, I'm reporting the car stolen. So then, after she left with him, my mom called her and said, you might as well go with him too. You might as well pack your shit and get to step into Chicago with him. You might as well tell his mama that to make room for two. Well, now three. You know what I'm saying? So it's a couple days later and my mom calls me. I don't remember the whole entire conversation, but it was about this shit. Something along the lines of her going up there to stay in Chicago where he's at. And I was like, oh, well, that's not going to happen. I said, his sister's husband messaged me and told me that they're not welcome there. And, well, I mean, Charles is, but she's not welcome there. And if she comes there, then they both can go stay in a shelter. He's not having it. And this, that, and the third. So then, next thing you know, my mom says, can I tell her? And I hear Nunu in the background talking about some no. And I'm like, look, that's the issue here. Like, that's the fucking issue. What you mean, can I tell her? Like, what do you mean, can I tell her? That was the whole problem with this situation. Like, and she's like, mom's like, can I tell her? And she's like, yeah. She finally said, yeah. So she told me. And she said, well, so my mom goes on to say that, well, Antoinette has been talking to his sister, and she's had conversations with the husband. They call her sister. Charles's sister's gonna help her fill out papers for Section 8 and food stamps in Chicago, help her get a crib and all that. I'm like, wait, what? Look, I was like, okay, really? Because in my mind, his sister, I fuck with her hard. She was cool as hell. Like, I ain't have no reason to, you know what I'm saying? But then it's like, they condoning and all this shit. And let me tell y'all, I'm finna tell y'all all, what? I guess they was telling my sister that, you know, sometimes things happen and sometimes people aren't, or something along those lines. And it's just like, okay, but I guess y'all don't get it either. That's my blood sister. Like, what the fuck does nobody understand? Like, everything is weird. And so I messaged her and I was like, so you're going to help my sister fill out papers for Section 8? She was like, girl, get out of my inbox with all that. I can do whatever I want. I can talk to who I want to. I was like, I never said you couldn't talk to who you wanted to. You're definitely grown and you definitely have the right to do that. But don't call me your motherfucking sister and don't pretend that you rock with me like that when you finna, like, you really gonna. So, okay, yeah, no. Now, there is so much more to that conversation, but I'm gonna talk about that shit later. And I love all y'all. Thank y'all so much for all the love and support and the comments. It really is helping. And this is the way that I choose to heal. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it. I don't care if my family don't like it, that I'm telling the family secret. I don't care. This is how I want to vent. And this really is helping me. So this is how I'm going to do it. Look, huge shout out. I appreciate y'all. Like, you guys are amazing. Like, literally, I didn't expect any of this. I just really wanted to get my story out there. Like, thank you guys so much for the positive vibes and support. I really do appreciate it. So I'm about to answer a couple of questions in the comments. One of the questions in the comments was, is she keeping the baby? So about that, I actually, after everybody finally started coming out that everybody knew about it but me, her and Charles and my mom were the first 3 people that I called. And when I called her and I asked her, I said, is it true? And she was just like, she didn't say anything on the phone, because she really still to this day has not given me really any answers, especially to like what is happening right now. She will not speak to me. She doesn't really give me any answers like that. It's all like she has no answers. She will not give me no. So I'm sitting here crying on the phone, asking her, like, Nunu, is this true? Like, are you pregnant by Charles? Is this true? And she says, yeah. I was like, okay, so you're pregnant by my baby daddy. I said, okay, so are you keeping the baby? She said, yes, I am. I'm keeping the baby. Like, and the way she said it, y'all, when I tell you, this girl sounded like she was happy. She was happy that she was breaking the news to me. She was happy that I even found out. Like, neither one of them, even right now, there's a few of my followers who have been following this story right now who have reached out to Charles, and he just has no remorse. He doesn't care. Like, he doesn't care. Neither one of them care. They seriously are only caring about them and what's going on. Like, they really just don't give a fuck about this situation. Like, it doesn't bother them. So all of this shit is just like, even right now today, this little girl has no answers. She can't tell me why. She can't tell me anything. Like, it's weird. So yeah, so to answer that question, yes, she is keeping the baby, and yes, she is very happy about this baby. This is what she's been wanting. But on a positive note, y'all see my tattoo. But that's all for that question. I'm going to answer a couple more questions. Again, thank y'all so much. I love you guys. Honestly, you guys really are helping me. Like, that's all I really wanted, was to get my story out there. And your comments, like, everyone's comments are absolutely, I don't know, it's very good for me right now. So I appreciate y'all. So thank you so much for the love and support. Hey y'all, I just gotta make this video real quick because his little sister got me fucked up. Okay, she is just really being irritating. She wants some clout, so I'm gonna give it to her. Okay, so when Charles was locked up, right, remember that time? I think that was like the end of part 4 I was talking about before I jumped into what was happening right now. So when Charles was locked up, I found out he was still talking to my sister. Mind you, at that time, I was loyal as hell. I was putting money on his books. I was going to see him. I was doing all that. I was doing everything I should, okay, as a loyal female. So when he was locked up and I found out my sister was going to see him and he was writing her letters and doing all this and doing all that, if y'all think that I was going to be faithful to him and he was writing my sister, letting her go see him and all type of shit like that, if y'all think I was faithful to him, shit, y'all got me fucked up. I definitely was not. I was talking about, so I'm gonna make the whole world hate you. About, girl, first of all, if you think I was going to be faithful to this man, you're weird. Like, it's just weird. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I already did enough by no, I'm not. And I was not. And no, I'm not. The fuck? Absolutely nothing can compare to getting my sister pregnant and having a baby by my blood sister, same mother. Nothing can compare to my kids being brother or sister and cousins to that baby. Nothing. So let me tell you something. Please excuse yourself because you're just doing too much. I blocked you off my TikTok. I blocked you on my Facebook. So when you see this video, this one is for you.
If anybody knew what it took, the blood, sweat, tears.
All right, y'all. So I have a lot to say. So I really wasn't trying to even put this out there because I'm really trying to focus on the positivity of my story and less of the negative aspect. But anyway, so my mom called me yesterday to check on me. She's like, so how you doing? And I'm just like, fine. Like, I don't have anything to say. One, she still hasn't admitted her part in it. Two, she keeps kind of knocking me a little bit for making the videos, and she's making excuses for my whole entire family who has not reached out to me because I made the videos and put my story out there, and I don't like that. So yesterday she called me. My little sister was on the line, so I told my little sister to mute her phone, and my mom proceeds to my mom starts talking, and like a lot of the stuff that she was saying was gaslighting. I really don't have anything to say. I'm not ready for that conversation. But the conversation, the part that blew me was when she said something about like, if you're going to tell your story, make sure you tell it all. First of all, I told my whole entire story when it comes to Charles and my sister fucking. I told that. I told my story. And I told that very accurately. And she knows that. And so for her to, and then, so I think that she wants her platform. So that's why I did this stitch to this video, so that way she can get her platform, so that way you guys can see whatever it is she has to say. And look, I will stitch anything that I feel like I want to respond to, or any of that. I'm just really annoyed. It wasn't genuine. She has not, like, okay, I have 4 kids. The main person that has been here for me with my children is my sister Rodea, which is the one that did not know shit about this. Me and her were the only 2 left in the dark. You know what I'm saying? She's in the same city as me, and knowing that I have a lot on my plate with my children, and you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, y'all, this shit is weird. Oh yeah, and let me just put this in there too. That video, or that little clip that my mom just shared on her little TikTok, yeah, my sister, that's when my sister was fucking my baby daddy, and she's also wearing my baby daddy's hat in that picture. So yeah, it looks like the story's about to get a little bit more interesting, y'all. I'm sorry. Like, this shit's weird, but hey, hope y'all are along for the ride. Get you some popcorn because it's about to get interesting. Man, y'all need to check this ratchet ass shit out. Like, seriously, if y'all didn't believe it. This little video clip I'm gonna put in this video, y'all gonna definitely believe it. Yes, they like together. Like, she up there in Chicago with him together. They really don't see no wrong with nothing. Like, it's just really, at this point, it's funny. It's disturbing.